Welcome to Product Marketing Alliance. We're home to everything a product marketer needs to learn, share, and succeed in their role. The definitive product marketing course, Product Marketing Core, is the perfect platform for experienced product marketers to broaden their existing knowledge, as well as educate newcomers beginning with their product marketing journey. Our community. We're home to more than 10,000 product marketers across the world, and every single day, tons of product marketing specific conversations go down. The community hasn't just been an absolute wealth of knowledge and answers, it's the place for constant inspiration. With a PMA membership plan, everything a product marketeer could possibly need is all in there, all in one place. Whether you want to grab a template, learn about how to become more strategic from product marketeers who've mastered it, sit back and watch hundreds of hours of presentations from some of the world's most trusted brands, our packages have got it all and more. We really are, dare we say it, the one-stop shop.
Welcome back to PMA Take 10, a PMA series in which we chat with a product marketing expert about a topic of their choice for 10 minutes or thereabouts. And today I'm thrilled to be joined by Phil Agnew, Senior Product Marketer at Hotjar and founder and host of the Nudge Podcast, available at nudgepodcast.com. In this episode, we'll be discussing the role and importance of experimentation in product marketing. Thanks so much for joining me, Phil.
Oh, cheers. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
So first and foremost, could you just tell us why experimentation is so important in a product marketing role?
Yeah, well, product marketing, our role is all about understanding our audience and creating and pitching and positioning our products so our audience essentially wants to buy them. Understanding the audience, finding the right audience and pitching to them. But I'd argue that in general, not just product marketers, but marketers aren't great at understanding audiences. We're not just fantastic at doing that understanding. You know, there's studies out there, HBR show that 80% of new product launches fail. There's clearly a lot of inefficiency there. We know from studies by e-commerce and recruiting that 25% of marketing budget is wasted as well. So we're creating things for an audience and they're dropping, they're not successful. And I think that's because we rely a lot on gut instinct when it comes to creating messages. We rely on our gut. We rely on the first thing that comes to our head. In fact, there's a study from Forbes which suggests that over 50%, the majority of marketing decisions made are done not referencing data, not referencing any science or laws. And I think experimenting can help us overcome this. It can help us overcome this desire to focus on our gut instinct and bridge the gap between this 80% of failed launches and actually start to get some effectiveness in our work.
Okay, fantastic. And what experimentation processes do you have in particular at Hotjar?
Yeah, so I joined Hotjar earlier this year, and I think Hotjar is brilliant. We've got a brilliant experimentation culture, which is one of the reasons that I joined the company in the first place. So there's nothing too special. There are just simple rules that we all follow when we're experimenting. So we try to test as much as possible to prove effectiveness, and that might be in the product, in our marketing, in our sales, whatever it might be. Obviously, there's lots of product marketing elements that come into play there, product marketing and sales. It's all part of our workhouse, but we'll try and test as much as possible. We keep things really simple with just A/B testing. We don't tend to go into multivariate or anything like that. We just keep it super simple. And we have a really clear way that we document and share all of our experimentation results. So there's a template that we all follow and we all upload our results to that template. So anyone in the company can go and have a look at the experiment you might be running and see what results you're getting. So there's a lot of a learning you can do from other people. We use a tool called Optimizely to run these A/B tests if it's web-based, and we ensure that all of our calculations show statistical significance. So that's the other thing. But it's nothing really unique. You know, anyone could really apply these things to their work. I just think that the culture around experimentation is really, really useful. So it's really, really beneficial to have that in product marketing and to learn from these approaches.
Okay, and can you just talk us through one of your biggest success stories from when you've experimented with different methods, please?
Yeah, I could probably talk through quite a few things here. This is what I want to get into. So yeah, we through doing this experimentation and through having this culture, I've been able to sort of prove or test or confirm a lot of the things I thought were true in the world of product marketing, and they're actually able to test them in the real world. So stuff like value-led messaging. And we've all seen the Mario picture, right? Where you're saying, you're not selling Mario, you're not selling like Mario. At the end, you're not selling the flower that makes Mario big and strong. You're selling the end. You're selling the benefit. You're selling the value. This is something we all intuitively know, but are we testing it? Are we checking for effectiveness? And by running experiments at Hotjar, we've been able to do this. So we changed the messaging on a landing page, which was all about a new product feature. So a feature called incoming feedback. Previously, that landing page referenced the flower, so to speak. So referenced Mario's flower. It talked about the technical description of the product. It talked about what the product did, what features it had, how it might help you, but not really value-led. We changed that. So it's all about the buyer, all about what the buyer would get if they use this product. And we increased signups by 24% and increased usage once people actually signed up of the product by 64% as well. So people were more likely to sign up and then go on and actually use the product themselves. So that's really, really useful for me as a product marketer to be able to actually understand what types of messaging resonates with my buyer. If I didn't have an experimentation running there, I wouldn't be able to do that. We've done it with positioning as well. So at Hotjar, we're in the sort of stage of bringing to market brand new positioning for the whole company, something that is crucial for product marketers to do, a big task that we have to do. And we don't do this based on gut instinct. We run Facebook ads to see, if positioning is as effective or less effective than the previous positioning we were running. And then I do it on my own podcast as well. So with all of the sort of things I do to market my podcast, I'm always testing. Everything I put out is a test. So I recently tested reciprocity, the idea that if you give something away for free, if you give some value away at no cost, people are more likely to do something. And I did this by testing, you would have seen this, but on Twitter threads. I wanted to see if these threads, these long lists of things that people give away, are more valuable than a normal tweet. And so I did 2 tweets around my 100,000 downloads milestone, put ads on both of them. One had lots of images, giving a lot away, and the other just was a single tweet. That reciprocity one, where I gave more away, where I gave more information away, increased signups to my email list from 27% to 34%. Anyway, long story short, I'm constantly testing things. In product marketing, you're coming up with messaging to try and resonate with your audience. And if you want to get better at that, if you want to improve on that, if you want to understand what works and what doesn't, it's so useful to be running tests, documenting the actual outcomes, than it is just to rely on your gut instinct and going from there.
Okay, awesome. And conversely, what challenges have you faced when experimenting with different methods?
Yeah, so this is obviously important. I think challenge-wise, documentation is really, really vital. So I've mentioned it a few times, but we have that specific framework that we follow, that everybody in the company follows. So when we're doing an experiment, anybody in the company can understand it and anybody can learn from it as well. And that's really crucial. I've been at previous companies or previous stages of my job. I've done experimentation, but I haven't documented it in a way that other people can learn from it. And I haven't used the same rules and laws when it comes to experimentation that others in the company have. So we need to make sure that people follow those same laws, especially around statistically significant. We need statistical significance. We also need to make sure that everyone has the same template. And my advice here, sort of to make sure that people are able to stick to these laws, is to just get a bit of support when you're starting out. You can get an agency to come in and support you with your experimentation setup, to build that culture, and then go from there. They can help you get those templates off the ground, help you get people on the same page. And I think that would be really useful.
Okay, awesome. And just to finish off, really, Phil, so obviously you mentioned your podcast. When or how often does how often is this podcast broadcast? How often does it go out?
Yeah, so we go out every 2 weeks. Why would you listen to this podcast? Well, if you are keen on experimenting, then you're going to need some inspiration. You're going to need some ideas about what to test. And Nudge is really absolute espresso shot of inspiration. 20 minutes every week. You listen to experts, from behavior scientists to marketing pioneers, who are sharing all the fantastic things they've done to improve their marketing. I condense all of that into a nice, easy to listen to podcast that you can listen to on your lunch break or on your walk to work, whenever it might be. And that can provide you with some inspiration to improve your next marketing campaign or your next product marketing messaging.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Bill. It's been lovely. Well, it's been awesome, really. So thanks very much.
Cheers, Lawrence. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.